Hello, in this video I'll show you how to use MongoDB Compass. MongoDB Compass is a graphical user interface that allows to manipulate the data that is stored on the MongoDB local database. This application also allows to manipulate the data that is stored on the MongoDB Atlas cluster. For the demonstration purposes, I decided to connect the MongoDB Compass application to the MongoDB Atlas cluster which I have created. Now, as you can see here, the connection has been established and I have connected to the Docker database, which I have created earlier. Now, this database contains only one collection, which is made up of 1,000 documents. Now, I'm going to show you how to run simple queries in the MongoDB Compass. So first, press Options. Here you can see some functions available. The most important function here is the filter function. This function allows to set the conditions that are used to filter the documents. For example, if you want to find all the dogs that were born in 2012, first you need to type in the curly braces. Then inside the curly braces, you need to type in the field name, which is year born, followed by the colon, and then the year. So as you can see here, there are a total of 60 documents that matches the condition. Now, if you want only to see some fields, that's where the project function becomes very handy. So for instance, if you want to see only name and breed for every document, type in the curly braces again, type in field name followed by the colon, and set the field name to 1. This will ensure that only these fields are displayed in the output. So as you can see, only name and breed fields are displayed. Now the AD field is displayed as a default setting. If you don't want to see this field, you need to set this field to 0. Now, so if you want to sort the documents, for instance, in alphabetical order, you can use the sort function. If you set the field name to 1, the documents are sorted in alphabetical order based on the name. So as you can see, the name Abe, name Adi, these are the first documents that appear on the top of the list. If you want to sort the documents in reverse alphabetical order, you just need to include the minus sign in front of the 1, and all the documents will be sorted in reverse alphabetical order. As the default setting, there are a total of 20 documents displayed every time. However, if you want to change this setting, you can enter here 5, for instance, and only 5 documents will be displayed on the screen. Now, so I'm going to use one of the examples that I've used in my report, and I'm going to use the question 9 from the section 2.1 simple queries. So the question asks to give the name, breed, and color of the dogs that are of the value greater than 50 but less than 100 and who needed 450 euro for medication expenses. The question also asks to ensure that the ID number is not displayed. So first, I'm going to show all documents that matches the first condition, which is the value greater than 50 but less than 100. So there are a total of 164 records that matches the first condition. Now I'm going to include the second condition, which is medical expenses must be equal to 450. Now, so we have only one document that matches both conditions. In the question, we need to show only name, breed, and color of the dog. So that's where we'll use the project function, and we also need to ensure that the ID number is not displayed. So some of the fields will be set to 1 to ensure that they are displayed, whereas the ID field will be set to 0. Now, so as you can see, we only have name, breed, and color of the dog. So now I'll show you how to create an aggregation query in MongoDB Compass. So for this example, I'll be using question 2 from my report, and this question was taken from the section 2.2 aggregation framework. So the question asks to give the average of medication expenses for Beagle and English Setter dogs who has a value greater or equal to 50 but lower than 100. Then we need to show the breed and average of medication expenses and sort the results by breed type in alphabetical order. So there are 3 stages included in this aggregation query. The first stage is the match stage, which is used to filter down the documents based on the requirements of the question. So here in the MongoDB Compass, we add the first stage, which is match, as I said already, and we'll paste the code here from the Word. So here on the right-hand side, we can see that there are a total of 4 documents that matches the criteria. So 2 of them documents refers to the Beagle breed, whereas another 2 documents refers to the English Setter. Now, the second stage is the group stage. This stage is used to group the documents into 2 groups and then find the average expenses of every group. So here I'm adding second stage group, and I'm going to delete all these guidelines and paste the code in here. Now, so there are too many curly braces here, and that's why we couldn't see the results. So now in the right hand side, we can see that the average expenses for Beagle breed dogs amount to 238 euro and 0.5, and the average expenses for English Setters amounts to 432.5. So finally, there is the third stage, which is source stage, and this stage is used to sort the documents in alphabetical order. So I'm going here to find sort stage, and here in the field I'll type in breed, and then I'll set the breed to 1. So we can see here the Beagle is shown first, and then English Setter is shown second. Because the previous output was already in alphabetical order, there was no any changes. However, if we set to -1, we can see that the English Setter appears in the front.